Hey guys, welcome back again to Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another video. Welcome back to the channel where chaos and insanity reigns supreme as always. So we're doing a little unbox today. I got the Diamond Select, or should I say Marvel Select, made by Diamond Select Toys. This is the Avengers Avengers Endgame Iron Man Mark 85. This is the final suit of Tony Stark before he did the snap. So I got this in. I actually got this through BigBadToyStore.com. No, this video is not sponsored in any shape or form. I ordered a couple items that I did unboxes on during previous videos. You can always check them out. So here we are. We have the Mark 85 Iron Man costume with the nanotech. And if you notice here, we got a few accessories. We actually have alternate hands, and we have an alternate arm, or alternate forearm, which is supposed to emulate the when Tony grabbed the stones from Thanos and he did the snap. Now, I myself cannot snap my fingers to save my life, so so here we are. It is very cool. You have this. You can pop out the snap hand that you see by itself in the little snap forearm, or you could just have it where he has his hands up. Now, the only thing, before I even open this up, the only thing that I showed that's missing is it would have been great if they would have went scene accurate, if they would have went screen accurate, and had an alternate head, a Tony Stark head, because we know when he does the snap, he doesn't have the helmet on, but in this version, they do. That's neither here nor there. It's just a little bit of an extra step that would have been killer. I can understand why they didn't do it. Either possibly they couldn't get the sculpt right for the face, or maybe it was a marketing issue that they couldn't get Tony's, Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark's likeness, legally speaking, but they could get Marvel to sign off on the appearance of Iron Man himself. So that's a possibility. I don't know what the truth is. That's just my own opinion. Now, what you get here, this is a diorama piece, so you get a bit of possibly inside the Avengers stronghold for him to stand at. That's all that's really included on here. So you get a nice little display stand, and you get him with his accessories. Now, let's take a look at a few things on the packaging. Gotta break out the rating specs so I can read everything. So, on the side we have the Avengers Endgame marketing right there. On the back we have the posing of him with his hand open. They also showed the little snap. And of course an alternate piece that you can try and get through your retailers or local comic book shop of Smart Hulk with his gauntlet when he tried to do the snap. When he did the snap that brought everybody back. So let's take a look at this. We have Iron Man Mark 85 Collector's Action Figure with accessories. See that branding right there? Of course you see him. You see the branding right there. On the side, nice little color here showing what you actually get in here. And of course on the back, let me read this right for you guys. All the money in the universe can't bring peace of mind to the billionaire genius after the events of Avengers Infinity War. Tony Stark is hesitant to step in his lab again, but he might just have to. I'm trying to read some of this. Some of the printing is a little off. Tony Stark is hesitant to step into the lab again, but he just might have to if it means a shot at redemption as the invincible Iron Man. This select action figure of Iron Man Mark 85 is based on his appearance in Avengers Endgame. It features 16 points of articulation and includes interchangeable hands, sculpted by Gentle Giant Studios. There we go. It says it right there, guys. If you want to see right there. If you want to pause the video, you can read it right there yourself. Gentle Giant Studios. We see Smart Hulk, I should say. We got Marvel Diamond Select Studio or Diamond Select Toys, and there we go. Got your USB-C, your item number, and everything's right there. So what do you say we just jump right on into this, guys? Let's jump into it. Okay, guys, so here we are. We're going to cut right on into him. Now, I am not trying to save the packaging. If you guys know me, you know I am an out-of-box collector. So we're just going to slice and dice. There we go. Let's open it right on up. And what's really cool is they give you this little piece talking about some of the various products that they're currently carrying. And there's also a little registration slip right on in here, guys, that you can snail mail it so you can register with them. There may even be a digital variation of that. First off, I'm going to pull out the little stand that we got here. Now this piece has some interlocking pieces right here and right here, meant to connect to other pieces, but we don't have those pieces, so we just have this right here. Now to me, this looks a little too, I don't know, I don't want to say too clean, but too white. I mean, this is even something I could possibly see me maybe taking some paint to it. Taking maybe a nice black gel pen, going right down the lines to give it a little definition, a little detail. Hitting these with a nice fine brush or a silver Sharpie just to give them a little bit of attention, or maybe brass. I would like to do something to really help accent the overall look of the figure itself. But this looks a bit too clinical just for my taste. That's just my taste itself, guys. So I'm gonna set that off to the side. And there are no pegs here. There's nothing to peg him in. He's just gonna have to stand there nice and balanced. So we'll see how balanced he is. So let's pull this right out. I will say this with Diamond Select, they always pack their items in nice and secure. And we do have some plastic twisties holding him in place. Here's a nice better look, guys. What do you think? What do you think? Now, I'm going to pause you while I get the plastic ties off. Okay, so there we are. We're back. So here we are. Iron Man is out of the... Now, his head is... He's got kind of a pushed forward kind of a look. But, I mean, for the most part, you really don't need a whole lot of movement. It would have been nice if you could push him back. I mean, you can kind of correct him a little bit, but you have to push the torso back pretty far right there, guys, if you notice. Which is, it's okay. I mean, the articulation on here, or should I say the paint detail on here is just phenomenal. A very good likeness right here. I like how they applied a lot of the paint to give it more of a glowing effect, like in where his repulsors are. The arc reactor in the center right there, powering the suit. They gave a very nice detailed job on here. Now, as far as articulation, yes, he can move his arms completely. He does have some wibbly wobbly, but he does have rotation on here. But it's more of a ball joint. Well, not even a ball joint really. More of a peg style that it rotates. He does have a bit of a hinge on here. Now, of course, with most figures, you gotta be careful with the hinge first. Maybe heat it up with low heat, with a hot, not a heat gun, but a hair dryer is what I would recommend. I know a lot of people have had issues with some NECA figures and other brands with the stiffness of some of the joints at first. Of course, we get Tony with his regular Iron Man hand, but then we have some alternate fists that you get to use for both hands. because right out of the box he's got his open hands right here, you know, doing his poses. Now you can swap these out for, there is a left and a right with the closed fist. You get the blue of the repulsor right there. Very close to the same style paint right there. Now the legs, they do have rotation here. They can bend at the knee. Let's see how much bend we can get. We can get all the way back there. Now his foot, he's got a little repulsor paint right there. And both feet have pegs, so we can use maybe a clear NECA peg stand. We'll see how, if that fits. If not, I have the Star Wars style. So that does work. So we use something like that. We could use that on this kind of a stand. That is a thing we could do. Or let's see how well does he stand on his own. I have to play with him a little bit as far as, there we go. So we have his feet kind of arched out. And we got him standing there. Now, if it's not a real stable spot, you may want to utilize a stand like this. I do have some smaller ones. Let me see if I can grab one real quick. I have these small little, I call them the Star Wars scale pegs or stands. I've used these on some of the Marvel figures before. Yeah, we can use that so that it's not sticking out as wide. It still works. It gives us very good effects nonetheless. Very cool. Very good overhead look right there, guys. But I think because of his scale's a little bit bigger than your average figure. What do I mean by that? Well, I have Marvel Legends scale right here. And you can see there's, from foot to head, a bit of a difference. Maybe about a scale or two down. But pretty close. This is a Marvel Legends that I got. So there is a bit of a difference here, guys. Maybe half to maybe a third of an inch difference in scale. But I really like the nice gloss of this. The detail, the paint around the helmet, the body, everything looks really great here. The only thing like I said, I have to gripe is the head. I wish they would have, if this could have been adjustable so we can push his head back a little bit, more like he's looking up for different poses. Or having the alternate head. Because if we're going to put this on, you know, we want to do that snap. Here's the snap finger, by the way. You know, if we want to do the snap, we want to be able to have that screen accurate, which would be him without the head. Now, that may be, like I said, a legal issue with Robert Downey Jr., or they couldn't get the exact mold right. You know, they're trying as hard as they can, but they couldn't get the mold to an acceptable. It could have been in a contract where if it wasn't done by by Marvel standards, if they weren't pleased with how the look was, maybe they said, you know what, let's just do it with the regular standard head, and we'll move with that, and that people will be perfectly fine with that. So. Because it lets you do that thing from that scene in that movie. There you go. So, I do like how thick the feet are too. Sorry, guys. I mean, this definitely looks like your feet are enclosed in a nice armored boot right there. So, there was very good realism to that. I like the coloring that they did on here once again. Maybe a little bit more blue could have been done right in there. Could just be a QC issue. You know, obviously each figure, your miles may vary. But I like the overall look. the sculpt on here looks really great. I mean, they did some nice accents of the blue right here, and also right where the neck and the shoulder meet right there as well. So what do you guys think of this? Now, yes, I am going to do the thing where we remove his... Oh, the hand comes right off. That's good. Now, I guess if we wanted to, we could do the other hand, but that's not what it's meant to have. This forearm, because his whole arm changes color-wise. And yes, it does come right out. That's great. And there we go. Tony with his Infinity Stones. Ready to do snap. This regular hand with the stones comes right off. And there we go. We have Tony ready to do the snap. The I am Iron Man. Screw you, Thanos. Very cool. Very cool indeed. I can't wait to display him. I've been picking up as you guys know, I've been on a little bit of a Marvel Legends kick lately. Now, this is only my second Diamond Select or Marvel Select item. I have the Spidey. Let me see if I can get you guys. I'll pull up an image of that a little bit later. I have a Spidey diorama with Spidey on the side of a building. And now I have this. The head looks a little, like I said, it looks like he's looking downwards. You know, it would have been great if we could do maybe a little bit of a better pose with the whole, you know, I am Iron Man. I just wish they would have had that head. The swappable head would have been cool. Now, Diamond Select, I have a bunch of their Ghostbuster figures. I'm fairly happy with those. Going back from a few years back. I'm hoping to see them maybe do some Afterlife figures after the movie does eventually come out. But here we are. What do you guys think? I think it's pretty good. I just might do a little bit of aftermarket, a little bit of some paint mods on here. Maybe even paint this maybe silver. Like I have a metallic chrome and I also have metallic aluminum. I might do that. Maybe take some like a bright blue gel pen to do some overlines to kind of give that kind of blue look like we have here, just to see how that looks. I mean, if it doesn't work, I can always just do kind of a black or charcoal with some reds. I can do a couple different things with this. I probably would keep the bottom just the way it is, though. I really like how that looks. I mean, this could easily be modified with some painter's tape over each of these, because each of these little pieces are molded, raised pieces. I could put some tape right over them. Maybe do this. Have these three red, this one gold. Kind of give it a little bit more personalization to Tony Stark, just to kind of complement this and to really make the colors pop. I mean, there is a nice little contrast here, but be better if this, I mean, personally, as an Iron Man fan, I would love to give this more of a look like in his mansion before the mansion was destroyed in Iron Man 3, where he had the basement where all of his suits. Something cool like that. I think I would like to do some kind of a look like that, so we'll see what happens. If I do a paint mod or a paint update to that, I will definitely follow up with you guys and show you the update and ask you for what do you think. Do you think it's improvements or a downgrade? So there we are. Let me just step right out of this. Okay, guys, so there we are. I did a nice little, I give you guys a quick little overhead view of the item as I was opening up. Now, like I said, this, I mean, I don't mind this. I just think it looks a little bit dull being all white. So I think I might do a nice little aluminum coat over it. And like I said, maybe take like a gel pen, either blue or red or even black, and just kind of give it some nice little bit more definition down the grooves here. That would be nice and simple here. They have some little silver accents on these points here, but that I could do with a Sharpie of any color. Give it a little bit more contrast, as it were. The bottom, like I said, I like how the bottom looks. I mean, I could update it. Like I said, maybe do some colors here, tape around the areas. Do this maybe red and gold, or vice versa, just to kind of make the Iron Man colors pop a little bit more. It's a thing you could do. You don't have to. You can keep it just as it is, but I like that. So here we are. I mean, the colors do pop very well. The only thing, like I said, the head. I think a lot of fans really would have jumped on here if it came with a Tony Stark head instead of the Iron Man helmet. I mean, that just gives you. You can do that scene. I mean, what's the purpose in giving us the Infinity Stones version of his hand if you're not going to give us the head? Otherwise, it doesn't look screen accurate. Because, I mean, that scene when does the snap, he's looking right at Thanos. It's him. It's his face. It's not his helmet. That's just my opinion of it, guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say this is a 9. I really like this. Aside from the bland background, which really they give us no information on. I mean, you can see right there, there's some peg slots where other pieces would connect. But other than that, I mean, they're not really giving us. There's those few things that are missing. That's where my thing is coming from. If they would have gave us an alternate head, or maybe give us something with a little bit more definition, like, I mean, this is Endgame, this is the battle. Maybe give us some blast marks. I'm sure there's a way to do blast marks on here. I know a few people I follow. I'm gonna reach out to them. I'm going to pull up a bunch of their videos to see, how's the best way to do some blast marks. I know some people do toothpaste. It's an old weathering trick, okay? You add some toothpaste onto an area, okay? Then you do your spray, right? And then after your spray is dry, you can take like a little paper towel or maybe a little toothbrush and just kind of wipe the toothpaste away, and now you have these kind of scorch marks. So there's a couple different ways to go about it. Some people use that for weathering purposes. As being in the Ghostbuster community, that's a big technique a lot of people do. I've never done that technique. Okay, I have done dry brushing. That's been what I kind of tend to do, and I could probably do some of that with this as well. But I'm going to give us some nice detail. I've actually had this item for a couple weeks. Waited until now to make the video of it. But, I mean, it's, all in all, I mean, you get this is very poseable. We get the very kind of classic Iron Man pose. It comes with a bunch of accessories. I just wish they would have had the alternate head. That's the only thing that's holding this back from being a full 10. The posability on here is pretty good. I mean, you can actually do the, when he's bending down and he's about to do the snap. I mean, you can do that. I like that they did the blue on here. So if you have one of those plastic arms for holding your figures up so they're doing like a certain pose, you can kind of have it where, and with a certain app or two, you can add some blast coming out of here so it looks like he's actually flying and attacking some of the bad guys. And also this head, it would have been great if the head was on a ball joint so that we can kind of tilt it up so he's looking upwards. But that's it. That's the only criticisms I have here. I mean, he's a pretty good solid figure. He's not something that's going to fall apart or break very easily. I do caution with the arms though, not on this one, but like on this one, give it a little bit of heat over like a hairdryer on a very low setting to kind of soften it up, because you don't want to just break something off. I've seen too many people do that. So that's just my only suggestion, guys. I mean, other than that, he's pretty solid. I mean, I like the figure. And he's going to display very nicely along with some of my other Marvel acquisitions. So what do you guys think? Do you think he was a hit or miss? I know it looks like he's about to play piano. The Iron Piano Man, what can I say? Uh, so, what do you guys think? Was he a 9 out of 10? Was he a 5 out of 10? What are your guys' thoughts and opinions? What do you think about this? Do you think I swing and a miss or a home run? Tell me your thoughts down in the comments section below. And as always, if you have questions or concerns, maybe you have curiosities about this figure or anything else I've done in any present videos, or maybe you have a thought about a future video, hit me up in my email at davesdimension78@gmail.com. I will respond to every single email that I get, and you can also follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at Dave's Dimension. So, that's all we have for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. We're trying to grow the channel as best as we can. In the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a lot of different videos, collector's items, modding. Just uploaded a video for a major upgrade I did to the full-size Proton Pack. I'm going to be working on a few more Ghostbuster-oriented mods and gear, so I hope that you guys are going to follow us in that process. But until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension saying keep on busting, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.